How goes it? I am. I had therapy yesterday and it went really well. We came up with this solution. We're focusing on the whole showering thing because it's when I finally get my own place, I'm going to be living alone. And it'll be much more difficult to we're trying, to force myself to do things that I need to do to take care of myself. And she came up with the idea of take the shower first thing in the morning. So I did this morning. Took a shower this morning. I set the alarm just to repeat every day at 8 a.m. because by then the bathroom will be free and I can take a shower. And it's before I let the dogs out in the morning. And I think it's gonna be hard when I get my place, but I think if I start doing it here, maybe it won't be as hard. I mean, it'll be hard. It'll be just as hard, but maybe it'll be that much easier to maybe just keep it going. Because, like, I'm a big fan of streaks. Not streaks in, like, glass or anything, like cleaning glass. But streaks like wind streaks. I'm a big fan of wind streaks. And, I think this is the start of some good stuff. I emailed her this morning and I was like, yeah, because I wanted to clear something up. Like, I don't get more comfortable not showering the longer I do it, the longer I don't do it. I don't get comfortable. I don't ever get comfortable with it. I just get more comfortable staying away from people. I'm not comfortable in my skin when I'm not clean. My skin crawls constantly. It feels like something's on me all the time. Even if I'm not that dirty, it feels that dirty. And the dirtier I get, the worse the feeling on my skin gets. And I can't stand it. And I don't understand why I keep putting myself through that kind of torture. I am not doing that these days because I'm forcing myself, I'm pushing myself, but I'm like, why do I gotta force myself to do things that I like? I like to shower. I like to be clean. So why do I have to force myself to do things that I love for myself? That is something that we're going to continue to explore and uncover and solve this mystery as to of why I can't just actively love myself properly. This is good. This is good. This is going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. Really, really freaking hard. Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. Anyway, so that's how it goes. I'm clean, super clean, because I showered yesterday and I showered again this morning. And, I'm just watching TikTok and having all kinds of thoughts and stuff. Not all good, not all bad. While I'm watching these TikTok videos and just chilling and just trying to hang out. And, like, one thing that keeps popping back up into my head is the fact that I saw my middle child in a TikTok video, and I'm like, trying not to be upset by the fact that it's like, oh, you can post my children on the internet with a song that is completely inappropriate for a child. It's Touch My Body by Mariah Carey. And I'm like, oh, you think I'm not going to keep my children safe, but you think that's keeping them safe. Okay. Okay. That's not. I that keeps popping back up for me. And in light of that, I think I'm going to read a thing, a journal entry, because I'm just, it's a journal entry I wrote recently. Let me get to it. On the 13th of this month. I'm just going to start reading it. I am not my mother. I don't believe the myth that there's such thing as a bad baby. I am not my mother. I don't believe a child would lie about being touched inappropriately. I am not my mother. I don't believe there's such thing as an adult touching a child's privates by mistake. I am not my mother. I don't believe a child that's been molested is simply misunderstanding what was done to them. I am not my mother. I will never blame a child for being molested. I am not my mother. I will never punish my child for defending themselves. I am not my mother. I will not strike my child for every mistake they make. I am not my mother. I will not strike them for moving too slow. I am not my mother. I will make sure my child understands why I teach them what I teach them. I am not my mother. I will never use God as a reason to explain everything. I am not my mother. I will allow my child to be as happy as they damn well please. I am not my mother. I will encourage my children to be kind yet assertive when their personal boundaries are crossed. I am not my mother. I recognize that my children are people and treat them as such. I am not my mother. I will respect my children's boundaries and right to privacy. That's not even, that journal entry, while there is a lot there, doesn't even cover half of the atrocities my mother committed as my parent, as my sole caregiver, primary caregiver, because my dad did pay child support for a while, and then that went away, but he did do what he could. He's a great dad, and I wish I lived with him growing up. I really hate my mother. And that, I hate everything if I had the opportunity to have my children, which that was taken from me, and that's fine. It's fine. I accept that I am not in a good mental state because of all the trauma I've been through. And while I'm healing, it's best that they be where they are. But I digress. My children, the way I was approaching motherhood is I was basically doing the opposite of everything my mother did. But my aunt doesn't see it that way. She thinks that I'm supposed to be alone, just lonely, in my house by myself, doing nothing while my children aren't there. And that's how it ought to be, period. Not knowing that I only had people over because I was lonely. And I wouldn't be lonely if my children were there because they're the company that I really wanted. But I digress. Again, it's best that they are where they are, because I'm working on myself, working on healing, and that comes with a lot of mental breakdowns, emotional upheaval, and over again, as I uncover and dig up all this stuff that I'm buried. And that doesn't make for a good environment for the children, because it's like children have a tendency to take on a parental role with their parents when their parents aren't doing so good. At least they try to. And I don't want them to feel that way while I'm dealing with all this mess. Because I am a mess. I'm a beautiful mess, but I'm a mess nonetheless. Yes, I rhymed. Isn't that beautiful? I'm a poet. Not really. But, yeah. I'm not going to put my children through any of what I went through. I'm not going to put them through, I don't want them to feel like they have to take care of mommy because mommy can't get out of bed. I don't want them to feel like, oh, I've got to cheer up mommy because mommy's crying all the time. I don't want that for them. Because I will take them to do fun things and do fun things with them, but sometimes I've noticed through this process that I will be having a grand old time, and suddenly something terrible from my past that happened to me will come back, and I will start crying, and I can't have that while... Fuck these stupid reminders. I get it. Sorry. And I'll just start crying, and I don't want that. I don't want that for them. I don't want them to have all their happy memories tainted by mommy's depression, mommy's trauma. And that's just that. I have to remind myself of that daily because I miss them. I miss them a lot. And I'm still pissed at my aunt for kidnapping my youngest. Just in case you're watching, Auntie. I'm pissed. You literally kidnapped her, and then, like, seriously. None of your excuses hold any water. But it's okay. I'm working on forgiving that, because turns out, I was going to ask, if I could have contacted you, if I could have reached you at all, I would have asked you to take custody, get legal custody of her. But I couldn't reach you. And I would have asked you. That would have been my choice. But you took that choice from me. And that's the part I just haven't gotten over and I haven't forgiven. Because that's bullshit. Oh, my phone was broke. No. We talked after you got your new phone. And then nothing after that. You gave me these, and you constantly broke your word to me over and over and over again. Just kept giving me bullshit excuses and lies. And then you tell me that I'm not much of a mother when I finally do get in contact with you again. Yeah, I'm not much of a mother because I couldn't reach you. You're full of shit. You're good to my kids, but you're still full of shit. And now I have to go take these dogs outside. Hopefully soon I won't have to be dealing with them anymore because their owner will take them home with them, and that'll be good. But for now, I have to go let them out and I'll do all that stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.